Hello, Patriots. Hello, Patriots. We're having some fun tonight. We need to be. Life's too short not to have some fun. Well, I want to thank everybody for giving up their time and treasure to come out to this fantastic event. And it's such an honor to be up here. And Benji, I just can't imagine following you and the work you've done. It's just amazing. You filled a real vacuum in the Jewish community. And I think the Jewish community is so thirsty for conservative voices. And you certainly have delivered that. You know, as Republicans, we're always looking in Washington to get the trifecta, where we could win the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And that could happen this year. I certainly hope so. But it's not likely. We haven't had that happen very often. But we forget that in Texas, Republicans, we control everything. The House, the Senate, every elected statewide office, continuously for over 20 years. 20 years. But it's amazing because often and most of the time we don't get our conservative legislation done. We go down there and we get a few things done. They're usually watered down and don't have the same meaning they always were supposed to have. But why is this? Why is it that we don't get good legislation done that a Republican Party believes in? Well, there's really two reasons. The first reason is that we got some of the wrong people in Austin. They're not actual Republicans. They're really rhinos. The second reason I'm going to talk to you about real quickly is taxpayer-funded lobbyists. This is a much bigger problem than we really realize. This is simply about the government, local governments in particular, taking your tax money, going to Austin, hiring the best lobby firms they can to stop our conservative legislation and to stop any type of government investigations. Let me just tell you real quickly my experience on this. In 2014, when I was in the Texas Senate, I came across this organization, government organization in Dallas County called Dallas County Schools. It had a countywide tax. It had a $100 million annual budget. It had over 3,000 employees, and they had a countywide elected board. Turns out they were stealing tens of millions of dollars from you. I got the Texas Rangers involved, and we got the FBI involved, and we got 6 people put in prison, including the sitting mayor pro tem of the city council of Dallas, Dwayne Caraway. They don't exist anymore because I got a piece of legislation done that got rid of them overnight. But it was really difficult to get that done. And I'm telling you why, because these crooks spent $1.3 million of stolen taxpayer money to defeat my forensic audits, to defeat my investigation, and to defeat my legislation. So I tell you, seriously, taxpayer-funded lobbyists is just stupid. It's also dangerous if we're going to get rid of government corruption. So I need everybody to tell their legislatures in Austin to make sure this is a top priority. Patriots, what is the fundamental role of government? What's the fundamental role? It's always to defend your God-given liberties. Because, of course, your liberties come from God and not the government. That's why our struggle is so hard and it's so redundant. Because this really is a battle between good and evil. It is. Well, the good news is good always wins, and we're going to win. Well, Huffines Liberty Foundation, that's the organization I've created. We've got the answers to the problems and not answers to the symptoms of the problems. Our motto is seeing beyond the obvious. And let me just ask you this. Are you guys tired of renting your property from the government? I am too. We got great solutions to that. We're encouraging the state legislature to take our surpluses, our annual surpluses, give it back to the taxpayers over a 10-year period to compress the tax rate for the school tax. We can drive it down to zero without creating a new tax, without raising a tax, and we can keep schools fully funded. Okay, let's talk about the border a quick minute. I mean, We know we've got an invasion down there, and many of y'all know for 3 years I've been talking about using Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution, which clearly gives the states the authority to declare an invasion and do what they need to do to repel that invasion. And we should be doing that. But we've got a new white paper out that's going to give a quicker solution to this problem. This is a premeditated attack on Texas by the leftists in Washington. They've teamed up with the leftists in Mexico. They're doing this to make sure Texas turns blue. But let me tell you something. Mexicans love making money. Those cartels are making hundreds of millions of dollars on that open border. They funnel that money back to the politicos in Mexico, to law enforcement, to judges. It's a vicious cycle. Well, what we need to do is stop it. They have no financial incentive to secure the border. Well, this is Texas, and we're going to give them a financial incentive. We're going to crush their economy. We're going to have an economic war against Mexico, and we're going to win it if they want to fight it. But go to HuffinesLiberty.com and look at the details on both of these plans. Excuse me. Patriots, we're going to fight. We're going to keep fighting until Texas is the lighthouse of liberty for the entire world. We're going to keep fighting until Texas gets its swagger back. Patriots, this is Texas. We will never bend a knee to no man, to no government for any reason, because this is Texas. Are you ready for the biggest political battle of your life? You have 60 days to make sure Donald J. Trump is the next president of the United States of America. You've got 60 days to crush the atheists, leftists, Democrats in the state of Texas, and I know we're going to do that with your help, because our greatest days are yet to dawn. They're coming. Patriots, for liberty, prosperity, and virtue forever. God bless you, and God bless Texas.